Hi everyone, my name is Amy Keeler and I'm going to be presenting information around stress and nutrition today. The first thing I'd like to talk about very briefly is the relationship of emotions and food. Margaret E. Wolterer, PhD, put together this flowchart to show how the relationship between emotions and food is complex. If we think about it, our body is multifaceted and changes in response to ongoing environmental and internal demands. The purpose of this presentation, we will be using stress as the starting point to show how it affects nutritional intake and causes health issues. So you can kind of see from the secular effect right here that a stressful event will cause an emotional reaction within the body chemistry, which then could result in uh, the food choices that we make. Those food choices can alter the brain and the body chemistry, and then once again, that adds more stress into uh, the mix. So you'll kind of see that as a flow pattern. So, how does stress really alter our body chemistry? So, when you're under stress, our body increases its production of a number of hormones. The particular hormone that is produced depends upon the degree of stress one encounters. Acute stress, which typically happens in life or death situations, stimulates the release of adrenaline, while chronic stress, which tends to happen when you're mourning, you're anxious, there's a separation occurring in your life, you might have increased job demands that cause this. It tends to stimulate the release of corticotropin, known as ACTH, and cortisol. Stress can also stimulate the release of other hormones, while at the same time inhibiting the release of others. The release of extra adrenaline and cortisol is intended to prepare our body for action. They act to shift our organ systems into overdrive, preparing us to dig in and tackle the situation or to flee from it as quickly as possible. Either response could result in preserving life or at least diminishing the threatening agent at the point where it no longer poses danger. So when we look at this chart that I designed, you can see how when you have an acute stress response, certain chemical items within your body increase while others decrease. So you might see an increase of your adrenaline or your cortisol, an increase in glucose. You might have an increase of heart rate, muscle tone, brain activity, but at the same time, you'll see a decrease in your digestion, your sexuality, and your extremity temperature. On the other hand, chronic stress response, you will see more of a decrease in your memory and your learning because over time, as you're stressed ongoing, you may become more forgetful. Your immune response lowers and your pain tolerance also lowers. But then you'll see an increase in insulin resistance and weight. So you might start to gain some weight. You may feel sleepy or tired more often. It's likely to be depressed and even become addicted to certain things like alcohol or drugs. You also have an increased risk of heart failure, kidney failure, strokes, digestive illnesses. What foods really trigger stress? So, if we think about the different foods that can trigger stress, you have your tea, coffee, cocoa, energy drinks. Those really need to be avoided. They might be refreshing for someone that's tired, but they also contain neurostimulators like caffeine and theobrine, which are proven to heighten stress. Stress makes you anxious. Further stimulation can heighten this anxiety and even cause insomnia. Junk food and takeaways are also delicious, but are a far cry from a balanced and healthy diet. They contain high levels of protein, fats, and carbohydrates that don't contain vital minerals and vitamins, which can induce stress. Reducing stress is all about balancing the correct vitamins and minerals, so it's highly recommended to avoid fast foods and takeaways. Beverages like soft drinks are packed full of calories that are useless and contain no vitamins or minerals. When stressed, a buildup of carbon dioxide and lactates in the body can result in a condition called acidosis, which is damaging to health. The high levels of carbon dioxide in beverages aggravate stress. Therefore, soft drinks need to be considered as an unnecessary addition to your diet. Sugar should be avoided when possible when stressed. Stress causes an increase in blood glucose levels, which can in turn lead to a higher risk of developing diabetes. What can we do in regards to eating to reduce stress? So, some tips around this are skip the simple sugars and starches, such as chips, cakes, and ice cream. The spike in blood sugar and insulin they cause, combined with your already high cortisol levels, can lead you to eat more, as well as put you at risk of insulin insensitivity and diabetes. There's nothing wrong with reaching for comfort food, but take the attributes of the bad comfort food, which are creamy, crunchy, sweet, and try to find healthier alternatives. Avoid coffee and other caffeinated food and drinks. They not only increase levels of certain stress hormones, but also mimic their effects in the body, increasing the heart rate, for example. Load up on vegetables and fruits and other high fiber foods. The nutrients they provide lead an extra lend an extra dollop of protection against the immune sapping effects of chronic stress. Choose complex carbohydrates. Their steady release of sugar not only keeps your blood sugar level steady, but also induces the brain to release more of the mood enhancing chemical serotonin. So the last slide before showing you the sources I used is 10 foods that help you reduce stress. So I've listed out the 10 foods that help you reduce stress, and I'm going to go through why each of those foods help you reduce stress. So depression has been linked to low levels of folic acid. One vegetable that boosts the mood enhancing nutrition is asparagus. A single cup provides 2/3 of your daily value, and it's easy to fit asparagus into almost any meal. So some ideas that I tend to use are sautéing some asparagus tips for tasty omelets, choosing steamed or grilled spears as a side vegetable for my meat, fish or poultry, and then snacking on steamed spears by dipping in some dressing. We need vitamin B for healthy nerves and brain cells, and feelings of anxiety may be rooted in B vitamin deficiency. Avocados are rich in stress-relieving B vitamins. They're also high in monounsaturated fat and potassium, which help lower blood pressure. Next time stress has you reaching for a pint full of ice cream, opt for a non-dairy do-it-yourself version made with avocado blended with a ripe banana, vanilla extract, nut milk, and non-nutritive sweetener. Freeze and then chill out. Blueberries may seem small, but just a handful are packed with a powerful punch of antioxidants and vitamin C, making them mighty stress busters. When we're stressed, our bodies need vitamin C and antioxidants to help repair and protect cells. While blueberries are tasty all by themselves, there's no better way to boost the nutrition in a serving of yogurt or high fiber cereal. A glass of warm milk before bed is a time-tested remedy for insomnia and fidgetiness. That's because milk is high in antioxidants, vitamin B2 and B12, as well as protein and calcium. The protein lactam has a calming effect by lowering blood pressure, while the potassium in milk can help relieve muscle spasms triggered by feeling tense. Almonds are another great food to help reduce stress. They're rich in vitamin B2 and E. Both of these nutrients help bolster the immune system during times of stress. Just a quarter cup of almonds each day does the trick. There's a reason orange juice is said to be part of the breakfast of champions. Vitamin C is another vitamin known to lower blood pressure and the stress hormone cortisol. For a quick burst of vitamin C, simply eat a whole orange or drink a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice without any added sugar. Put more fish in your diet to help you feel at ease. A diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids helps keep cortisol and adrenaline from spiking when you're feeling tense. Salmon is one of the very best sources of omega-3s. Consuming 4 ounces at least 3 times a week goes a long way towards protecting your heart when those stress hormones are surging. My favorite is spinach. Leafy greens may not be your idea of comfort food, but spinach can have a comforting effect. Spinach is packed with magnesium and minerals that help regulate cortisol levels and promote feelings of well-being. A mere cup of spinach fills 40% of your daily quota, so slip some in with your morning eggs, swap lettuce in your sandwich, have a salad, steam it as a side dish, or drop a handful of leaves into your soup. You know that sleepy feeling that you get after Thanksgiving dinner? Well, that's due to amino acid tryptophan found in turkey. Tryptophan signals the brain to release the feel-good chemical serotonin, which promotes calmness and even tiredness. And lastly, oatmeal. Oatmeal is a food that helps get the calm-inducing hormone serotonin flowing. Go with thick cut old-fashioned oats that require cooking instead of instant oatmeal. You might ask why. Well, really it's around the coarse oats are higher in fiber and it causes them to take longer to digest, meaning the calming effect actually lasts longer. So there you have it. Stress affects the body in many ways, and I hope that you enjoyed a little bit about how foods can increase or reduce stress levels and which foods you should avoid and which foods you should actually increase in your diet. Thank you very much.